Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. It's Kevin here. I've got a Bath & Body Works haul again on this channel for the first time since I want to say this time last year. Exactly this time last year, right around this time. So it's been a while. There's never really a huge need for me to talk Bath & Body Works really unless it's fall candle season. I rarely ever get coupons from Bath & Body Works anymore. It's not like they're ever trying to really coax me into go shopping with them. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I'll save my money, maybe shop somewhere else. But yeah, it's been a while since I've hauled Bath & Body Works. Of course, in this early period when they first release fall candles, it's usually slim pickings. It's a lot of returning stuff and classics and things like that. They play that perfectly because I think they know people are very excited to see fall candles, but they don't want to show their hand really. So they put a lot of stuff out that's just returning and things they want to get sold first and get sold the most of, because people are just going to go based off of excitement right now. And that's pretty much what I did in this haul. I did want to talk about and address one of the posts I put on YouTube real quick. I did not word that post too well. I wasn't like walking away or anything like that. I think I might go ahead and delete that post because I wasn't getting any notifications for it when people were responding to it. So I just randomly checked it and then they had all these responses, and I feel like I really did misrepresent what I was trying to say there. But in short and terrible way to say it now that I read it back. So I just want to say thank you real quick to the people that have been with me, especially those that are my regulars that are constantly interacting with me, whether it's a like or a comment. Even if you don't want to comment and you don't really have anything to say, just put an emoji in the comments. It really does. I know this is going to sound like influencer speak or YouTuber speak. It really does though. It goes a long way to helping myself, the video that you post in, and the channel. Now that we've got that out of the way, and yeah, I did end up putting up back up my Cracker Barrel haul. I don't think there was a ton of interest in that. And that's one thing that I will do. I'll post things, see if there's a lot of interest in them. If there's not, I really won't go back to them. Things like what I'm melting and what I'm burning videos, I don't really get a ton of interaction in those. So I'm probably gonna take a break with the what I'm melting and what I'm burning type videos. You'll still see hauls. I might even fit in individual candle reviews occasionally. So that might be something that I'm gonna start doing here this fall. So let's get into this haul. Of course, we're gonna start off with the fragrance that there's been quite a bit of talk about. And it's this one right here. It's making its return this year, and it's Acorn Lane. I wanna say this came out in 2018 or 2019 for the first time. I actually thought it had been back since then. Some people say it hasn't, but if it hasn't been back since around that time period, 2018, 2019, if that sounds right, wow, that's long overdue. This fragrance is one that I feel like should be out year after year. Oh, that's spicy. Autumn leaves, warm cinnamon, and crisp gala apples. Now, of course, what's gonna hit you immediately is that cinnamon, and it's heavy on the cinnamon. Wasn't there a time when Acorn Lane got compared, or people wanted to say there were batch variations of this fragrance? And it had something to do with that farmhouse online exclusive fragrance that shows up quite a bit online, but never in stores. I wanna say this is the one that happened with, but this is very plain and simply, it's a very kind of outdoorsy, very warm cinnamon apple fragrance. I love it. It's funny that it's called Acorn Lane because Homeworks did a fragrance called Spiced Acorn, which is almost, I mean, it's very similar to this. They both have that very kind of craft store spiciness. This is a little bit more, I would say, woodsy, but what's absolutely gonna hit you first is that very warm cinnamon. That's what the fragrance is focused around. It's a very warm cinnamon apple, but it's unique and it's not your typical cinnamon apple because of that quote unquote autumn leaves, which I feel like is just a bunch of woodsy notes. We see autumn leaves all the time as a fragrance note, and people always ask, what exactly does that mean? I don't know. I've never smelt a single oil autumn leaf note. I just know when I smell it in a fragrance, I know it immediately. Usually has something to do with a little bit of an outdoorsiness, woodsiness, maybe even rustic at times. The Acorn Lane has all of that with that spicy cinnamon apple. Glad to see it back. I don't know how long it's been since that one has last come out, but I know people were excited to see it. This one right here, Sunlit Trails. I want to say this one was new. Let me know if you know in the comments. Notes on this one are fir branches, bright citrus, and golden sun rays. To me, this is a very distinctive tree fragrance. It almost feels a little bit out of place for fall. We'll occasionally see that for fall. I know a lot of companies kind of like to do that for, I guess, to give like a later in the season style of fragrance, and that tree, very noticeable here. A lot of woodsiness too. I don't get a ton of bright citrus though in this. I don't get any really citrus. Maybe it doesn't jump out at you. It doesn't pop really here. And citrus mixed with trees usually would. And then golden sun rays. Okay, a fantasy note. No, nothing bright like that. It's fresh. It's got a little bit of a freshness to it. If you like a tree fragrance for the fall months, we're probably thinking something more in November, maybe early December. Sunlit Trails is for you for sure. And then the other ones I have are really just kind of classics at this point. I've got a couple of white pumpkin fragrances, and of course you know what those are, just mentioning white pumpkin. White pumpkin and oak wood. Right here and in the White Barn Core collection is white pumpkin. We're starting to see white pumpkin year after year. I'm not at all mad about that. Now, comparing these two, I'm actually really coming around on white pumpkin and oak wood. This is a fragrance that has been around, I want to say, since 2022. I think it's made a return every single year since that point. Might have missed a year, skipped one, but I am really coming around on that. I'm going to compare these two real quick. Okay, white pumpkin, this one right here, the OG white pumpkin, which has been around since 2018. This has definitely got a zesty orange ginger combination going on. I compared this quite a bit to Homeworks Autumn Pumpkin. That's kind of been one of those fall fragrances from Homeworks that was an OG. It came out the first fall, and then it came out a couple of years after that, and that we started to miss it a little bit. You'd see it occasionally in like their little ceramic pumpkins or something like that, but it wasn't a fragrance we would see in the 4 wicks regularly at one point. And so if you did like Autumn Pumpkin from Homeworks, and it just so happens does not make a return this year, I would certainly look towards White Pumpkin. Comparing these two though, it's pretty simple. This is definitely not as orange zesty and gingery. Doesn't have that zip to it that White Pumpkin has, but it has a very creamy pumpkin, kind of muted a little bit with the woods, softened a little bit. I mean, I love both. This one right here, white pumpkin and oak woods, probably a little bit more of a natural, more creamy white pumpkin, whereas this one's almost kind of lending to like something like a chai latte, something in that vein, but still very creamy pumpkin as well. Just more zesty. I love both of those. White pumpkin and oak wood, feel like that one is a hugely underrated fragrance. And then an all-time classic, another White Barn Core Collection fragrance, is Pumpkin Apple. I wanted to pick this up. I have 0 pumpkin apples in my collection as of right now, which is kind of shocking to me. Red Delicious Apple, Fall Pumpkin, Fresh Ground Cinnamon, and Clove Buds. Oh man, it's that clove. That clove just gets me every time. I mean, it is smack you in the face clove. It's really clove and apple. I'm sure pumpkin plays a good amount of a role too, but it's that clove and apple that hits you immediately. I love this fragrance, but I have not had a pumpkin apple candle do well for me as far as throw in I don't know how many years. It's been a hot minute. They had that, what was it? Cranberry and gala apple. I want to say that made a return this year. I was not a fan of that last year. It was very the perfect autumn-esque. It reminded me of that. It lists spices in it. I really get no spices. I get majority cranberry in that. It's okay. I guess if you want something simple that doesn't really have a lot of spice, even though spices are listed, that's a good one. I did see, what was it? Pumpkin s'mores, which honestly has no pumpkin in it. It's just chocolate and marshmallow. And another one, what was it? Oh, the pumpkin cinnamon bun is back as well. I've never been a fan of that one. It's okay, I guess. If you want a nice kind of cream cheesy cinnamon roll fragrance with honestly no pumpkin. I mean, no pumpkin in that one again. Then yeah, that's pretty nice. I did see pumpkin pecan waffles in a couple of different collections in the White Barn Core collection, which I felt like was sweeter in the White Barn Core collection than it was in this collection right here. So pumpkin pecan waffles is out in 2 collections right now. This one right here was a little bit more on the nutty side. And then the White Barn Core collection had a lot of maple syrup in it. I guess keep that in mind if you're buying online. I don't even know if they're on sale online right now. I'm curious to see some of the Halloween candles, even though I've never featured any of their Halloween candles on this channel before. I did see that fragrance, Moonlight or Moonlit Goddess. I think that's a new one this year. Was not too appealing to me at all. It smelled like a spring fragrance, really. There was nothing fall about it at all. What are some other things I saw? Autumn Woods, such a great name for a fragrance, and they ruined it by making it a cologne fragrance. Sweater Weather was back, of course. We did see Pumpkin Spice Latte, not a huge fan of that. Honeycrisp Apple was out. Maybe I might buy that one and talk about it. I don't think I've featured it on the channel either here since I started back up in 2022. That one's just all right. I mean, it's kind of a standard Macintosh apple fragrance. There was a lot of the usual stuff, like I said in the intro, so it's hard to really get excited about Bath & Body Works right now. Really, I'm just kind of going off of the excitement of fall and seeing fall candles in stock and not necessarily what they have out right now, but I am looking forward to get my hands on Halloween stuff. Let me know what you guys are excited for that has dropped so far in your stores. I appreciate you watching. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.